You are closer than you feel. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know some days it feels like you have been pushing and pushing, and somehow the finish line keeps moving. Like you're walking on a treadmill. Effort is there, sweat is there, but the scenery, it isn't changing. That feeling messes with your head. It makes you think maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe you started too late. Maybe you're just not that person. And the more you think like that, the heavier everything feels. But what if the reason it feels heavy is because you're actually growing? Growth doesn't feel like fireworks, it feels like friction, it feels like tension, it feels like being stretched past what's comfortable. And when you're being stretched, it's hard to recognize progress because you're too busy adjusting. If you were truly stuck, you wouldn't feel the stretch. You wouldn't feel that inner push telling you there's more for you. You'd be numb, comfortable on autopilot, but you are not. You are thinking deeper, you are questioning old habits, you are trying again and again even after messing up. That's not standing still, that is movement. The problem is, we only count visible wins. We count the promotion, the transformation, the big announcement, and the big public milestone. We don't count the day you chose patience over anger. We don't count the moment you walked away instead of reacting. We don't count the habit you kept even when nobody saw. But those moments, they change you. And when you change, your life eventually follows up. It just doesn't happen on your preferred schedule. It's easy to believe you're far away when you keep staring at the end goal. The bigger the vision, the smaller today feels. But no one builds anything meaningful in one jump. It's always small steps stacked quietly. You don't notice the shift day by day, but look back 6 months or a year. You are not the same person. Maybe you handle stress differently now. Maybe you recover faster after setbacks. Maybe you have stopped chasing approval the way you used to. Maybe you are more disciplined with your time. Those are signs. You are closer because your foundation is stronger. Think about building something solid. The foundation takes the longest, and it's the least exciting part. Nobody drives by and compliments a foundation, but without it, everything collapses later. Maybe this season is foundation work, and foundation work feels slow, it feels repetitive, it feels like effort without applause, it feels like you're putting in more than you're getting back. But underneath the surface, things are locking into place. A lot of people quit in this phase because they mistake quiet for failure. They think if it's not loud, it's not working. If it's not dramatic, it's not real. That's not true. Real change is usually subtle at first. The closer you get to something meaningful, the more your doubts try to pull you back. Your mind starts asking, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm wasting time? What if I'm still far away? That doubt doesn't show up when you're not trying, it shows up when you care. And caring means you're invested. You're closer than you feel because you didn't give up when it would have been easier to. You adjusted instead. You have reflected instead. You learned instead. Even on days you felt unmotivated, even on days you questioned everything, you still showed up in some way. That matters. We underestimate consistency because it looks boring, but consistency compounds. It builds momentum quietly. And momentum doesn't feel fast at first, it feels steady. Steady wins more than intense bursts ever will. You don't need a dramatic breakthrough. Sometimes you just need one more steady step, one more disciplined day, and one more moment of choosing growth over comfort. And here's something important: feelings aren't measurements. Just because you feel far doesn't mean you are. Feelings change daily. One small setback can make you feel like you're back at zero, but you are not. You can't unlearn what you have learned. You can't ungrow the awareness you have built. You can't go back to being the version of you that didn't know better. That alone proves movement. Maybe you are not where you want to be yet. That is fine. Yet matters. This moment matters. It means the story isn't over. It means progress is still in motion. Stop measuring the distance by how impatient you feel. Measure it by who you have become. If you are more grounded, you are closer. If you are more disciplined, you are closer. If you are more aware, you are closer. If you are still trying, you are closer. You don't need to see the finish line to trust that you are approaching it. Sometimes the biggest shifts happen right after the season where you felt like nothing was working. So don't slow down now. Don't talk yourself out of progress just because it's quiet. Don't let comparison convince you you are behind. You are building something steady, and steady lasts. You are closer than you feel. If this resonated, keep going with the next video on your screen.